Hi, I'm Damona Doy, Extension Economist, and in this segment I want to highlight a few tools that may be useful to you in better tracking your income and expenses, your assets and liabilities, as well as production records. Yes, record keeping may be a chore, but just like feeding cows, if you have the right tools, it's much less painful. I'm going to focus primarily on financial management tools in this segment, but will also point you to resources for cow-calf and crop production records. Start with the end in mind. What features do you require? What is it that you want to get out of your records? If you listened to the other record-keeping segment, and I hope you did, you know that records can help you be prepared for the unexpected, plan ahead, communicate with business partners and family, file taxes, as well as business analysis. Each of the items listed here may suggest different pieces of information to track or different ways to sort it. Certainly cash income and expenses are critical, along with a series of values for assets and debts over time. But they may need to be supplemented by summaries that show you break-even prices or yields so that you know when to pull the trigger in selling a crop. You may want to track income and expenses for different enterprises or activities to know whether they're helping you build net worth over time, or you'd be better off choosing to drop one in favor of another. Perhaps you should be buying replacement heifers rather than raising them, or have someone custom harvest rather than do it yourself. Computerized record-keeping systems are an alternative to hand-kept systems and are especially useful for sorting and summarizing data. Although using a computer may not reduce the amount of time spent keeping records, it certainly will make time more productive and will enhance the value of records for decision support. Specialized software for ag is available, but generally costly with fewer features than tools such as QuickBooks or Quicken. I discourage anyone from developing a spreadsheet when there are much more powerful tools available at low cost. QuickBooks is designed for small business. Quicken's designed for personal finance. Producers who need a payroll system plus the ability to invoice and maintain accounts payable and receivable will want to use QuickBooks. However, family living features and investment tracking are lacking in QuickBooks. Both Quicken and QuickBooks allow you to record, sort, and summarize cash income and expenses in many useful ways. I have a fact sheet and video that go into more detail on the differences. Farmers can also get pre-formatted record books or ledgers to keep books by hand. For smaller or less complex businesses, a hand-kept record book may be the most efficient. The record book is simply updated periodically as checks are written and receipts are deposited. Two alternatives are offered by OSU Cooperative Extension Service and can be found online. The Oklahoma Farm Family Account Book, sometimes referred to as the Old Blue Book, is designed for farm families to keep a record of financial transactions of the farm and provide the necessary information for reporting taxes on a cash basis. Summarization and analysis pages are also offered to measure the progress of the farm business. This extension publication is available online at osufacts.okstate.edu. The second online resource is the Oklahoma Farm and Ranch Account Book, which is designed to be a comprehensive, easy-to-use manual record-keeping system that allows whole farm and enterprising accounting as well. Sections include farm receipts and expenses, assets and liabilities, credit and hired labor, production records, financial statements, and family living. A customized book can be built and printed on legal-size paper for individual needs at agecon.okstate.edu/farmbook. Quicken and QuickBooks are two commercial packages that are relatively inexpensive that I mentioned earlier. Quicken is designed to be for cash accounting for personal finance. QuickBooks is designed for small businesses. It's a double entry accrual accounting package and is often preferred by some accountants and tax preparers. However, I think Quicken, because it's not designed for double entry accrual accounting, is an easier place to start, and so I often recommend it to producers who are beginning to keep records with software. Quicken has great cash flow features. It also allows you the opportunity to track family living expenses as well as investments extensively. You'll pay about $75 for deluxe or more complicated or more sophisticated versions. The Startup Edition does not include the enterprise accounting features, which I like, as well as some financial calculators and so on. QuickBooks offers the invoicing, accounts payable, and receivable features. So if you have a business that requires those, let's say you're doing custom work and want to be able to print invoices and track the payments relative to those invoices, QuickBooks is a good alternative. You'll pay $230 and up for that software. Here's a screen capture from Quicken showing the check register. Accounts are listed at the left. With transactions, you can record not only the payee and the amount, but also a category, tag, and memo to further identify the transaction. The category is the type of income and expense, while the tag is independent of that category. We recommend using the tag for different enterprises such as Wheat and Cal-Kef. That way you get a better handle on profit and loss centers. The bottom screen capture shows how you can split transactions to identify the different components. Here we've got gas, fuel, and oil split between Wheat and Cal-Kef. The default reports built into Quicken demonstrates the variety of ways that information can be summarized with a couple of clicks of the mouse. I personally like the income and expense bar charts and this pie chart showing the top 10 expense categories for our sample file. Graphs often communicate better than tables of numbers, and a good software tool makes it easy to create them. Seeing that repairs and maintenance are the #1 expense and the largest portion of the pie may signal that a new investment may be needed in some machinery and equipment, or it may mean that better training is needed for hired help. The numbers and visuals are telling. The manager has to help with the interpretation and understand how the signal can be used in making a decision. To accommodate requests for information about tools for production record keeping, we developed these two current reports, which can be developed from the osufacts.okstate.edu website. Before purchasing a software program, it's important to analyze the value of a system with regards to making better management decisions. Again, what is it that you want to get out of the system? Start with the end in mind. Are inventory records important? Are summary reports of primary interest? By considering your specific records needs, you're better equipped to choose the appropriate software package. You'll want to think about how much time is required for record keeping, what's economically feasible to collect, and what summaries are needed for decision making. Just because you can keep records on everything doesn't mean you should. If a cow-calf operator is not currently keeping any records on herd performance, a good starting point may be some basic calf crop records, cow information, calving and weaning percentages, inventory numbers, number of females exposed to the bull. Seed stock and commercial cow-calf producers have different needs. Also, herd size can influence the degree of detail that a producer is willing or able to assemble on cattle. Meaningful cow-calf records may be handwritten or computerized. Monthly journals, calendars, IRM red books from National Cattlemen's Beef Association are a few examples of some handwritten record systems. The choice of programs, features, and cost of software are the fine-tuning portion of record keeping and that serve as the basis for decision making. If no records on crop or field performance are currently being kept, a good starting point may be some basic production records. Managers will want to maintain records on variety, planting rates, fertilizer rates, pesticides, fuel consumption, grain, hay, or forage matter produced, for instance, maybe for each field to determine prolific or inefficient areas of the operation. Some records, such as restricted use pesticides application, must be maintained according to the 1990 FACT Act. So again, my suggestions on record keeping in general are to start simple and build up to more sophisticated uses. Don't try to track everything that you can possibly do initially. Focus on the things that are important that you'll know and use in decision making, and then perhaps add other features later. Be consistent, be disciplined. That means not putting it off till the end of the year, or maybe not even till the end of the month, but recording on an ongoing basis. If you need help, call or email, and maintain some enthusiasm, because a great record keeping system can be very helpful in making decisions. There are a variety of resources available through OSU fact sheets. You can search at the osufacts.okstate.edu website for these numbers or type in keywords. We encourage you to learn more about record keeping by reading these fact sheets and considering purchase of software. Please contact your local extension office or area agricultural economics specialist if you'd like more information or are interested in having a program on this topic in your area. Thank you.